Hello, hello, hello. Let me make sure. Hopefully we're not echoing here. I'm gonna give folks just a minute to get on. I don't know if everything went out. I had some really cool music playing in the background. I should put that music on, honey, child. I should put that music back on. We're going to wait for folks to get on in here. Hey, good evening, good evening, good evening. I got to get on here on my other. I want to put that there music back in here. That music was nice. I had some music going. Let me put this back on here. Let me put this back on here for a second. That's some nice music. I really like it. I really like it a lot. They should not give me Streamlabs, let me tell you. They didn't let me mess around there and play around with some darn Streamlabs, child. Now I done figured out how to put music on and everything else. Goodness. I wonder if yeah, it's some love music. It's some music. The track is called Love or Lust. There was the inspiration to this live. I really wonder if my notifications went out. Let me let her know I'm live. That's so weird. Wow. You got them for the readings, but not for the live. Well, that's just terrible. Okay, so we're just going to give it a few more minutes here. I know we've been on for a few. I should put the wait music back on. Let me find that wait music again. Hold on, people. Hold on. Because that's some good stuff right there. Let me put that wait music back in here. Add that source in here. There we go. Wait music. I'm gonna stop playing. Is that better now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now, child? Can you hear me? I'm gonna go on and get rid of their music. We'll get rid of the music on this one. I turned the music off now. You shouldn't be able to hear the music anymore. Yeah, I was just trying something new. Hello, Tisha. Hi, girl. Hi. Hi, girl. Hi. I don't think that YouTube wants me to talk about this subject tonight, y'all. I think that they got something going on that they don't want people to hear me, child. But we're going to talk about this love or lust, honey. Let me get my chalkboard, you guys, because it might be a little... There might be some allegedlys, and there might be some confirmed. But we're going to talk about it tonight. We're going to do the darn thing. We're going to do the darn thing. I got my allegedly out here. Hey, Crystal, I got my allegedly. We'll write confirmed if we do get some confirmed sightings Or maybe what we should do tonight is love or lust. That's what we're going to do on here. We're going to do love on the one side, and then we'll do lust on the other. Is it love or is it lust? Yes, honey. Love and lust. That's what we're going to do tonight. Okay. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because, as some of you may know, I have the series I've been doing this week. I started it on Sunday, the love series. I'm calling it the love series. We already have 4 spots for it, and then we're also going to, we'll be talking about it tomorrow and probably Friday too. But the thought there's a couple of thoughts that came to me during the live today. One of which was how often we actually do marry our parents when we're trying, or be with our parents, and how tragic that turns out. But the other thing that came to me today too was, yes, how the great minds think alike. The other thing that came to me too was how often, even as adults, grown people, I'm trying to let y'all see my little candle I got going on here. I'm creating a little set. How often, even as adults, we mistake love for lust. And how often, at times, it's almost interchangeable. Now, I'll probably end up editing some of this because the first 6 minutes of this was just me playing around. But I want to talk about that for a minute. And I want us to really give some examples. I'm going to give some real life examples for myself of love and lust and see if it might fit something that y'all have done. So I could remember way back when I was just a young 17-year-old college freshman and a lot thinner 3 children ago. Okay, 3 children ago. A lot thinner. I used to win miniskirt contests, by the way, just so we know. Just want to put that out there. I got some nice legs. I'm feeling a little mischievous tonight, y'all. So, you know, hey, girl, hey. And, you know, I might even be willing to do a love or a lust reading. You know, I might maybe put that out there, too. Anyway, listen. 17 years old, freshman in college. And let me tell you, I was hot to trot. Hey, Lee. I mean, I was hot to trot, y'all. You want to talk about fast? Child, I was fast. Straight up. And I, you know, in college, we, I don't know why I messed with all my clothes. You know, there's an experimental time that you go through when you're 17, 18, 19 and all that. And I would get involved with people, men, date and this and that. And I was really exploring my sexuality. And I would, at 17, tell these people, do not fall in love. Because really, this is just this is a lustful thing. You know, you looked good, you could dance. Some of y'all may have a little knowledge of back in the mid-'80s, the house music craze. That's when house music, disco was going out and house music was coming in. And house music, true house music, not the stuff that they be hollering about now. True house music, y'all, was based on disco. Yes, it was. It was based on disco, and then you got the beats in there and everything. So my thing was, if you could dance really well, I might give you a chance. And I would tell them then, don't fall in love, please. Please don't fall in love. Okay? Because all it was for me was lust. All it was for me was you were cute, I was cute, you could move, I could move, let's see what we can do together. Now, that was at 17, 18, 19 years old. I had the God-given sense to know then it was just a thing. It was a one-night stand. You know, Luther was running around singing "If Only for One Night" and this, that, and the other. Well, I didn't want nothing more than a night. If I wanted more than a night, just don't fall in love. So, but by somewhere in between 18 and 19 years old, all of a sudden, it started getting a little murky. It started to, what we say, catch a little feeling. I started to catch feelings. You know, I'd be with somebody. Y'all can not, if y'all want to be honest, be honest. Don't lie. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to yourself, because I'm going to tell you the truth. I would start catching feelings. And all of a sudden, it wasn't just sex. I messed around there the first time. I'll never forget who it was either. And fell in love. How did I know the difference? Or how did I think I knew the difference? Well, I couldn't stop thinking about this young man. His name is Chuck. Couldn't stop thinking about him. Couldn't stop thinking about him. Couldn't stop, you know, I had to talk to him every night. Yeah, I'm 18 years old. I had to talk to him every night. He had to talk to me every night. We made sure we saw each other every weekend. He went to a different school than I did. Went to all the parties together. Went to all the clubs together and all that stuff. And you swore you was in love at 19. Really? I know, girl. We really think we in love. And, but, you know, the sex was good. But then somewhere along the line, my heart actually engaged. My heart engaged. And it was like, ooh, I cannot imagine life without him. I was 18 years old. However, I did not have the capacity to truly understand that what I thought was love was somewhere in between lust and love, because my lower nature had already been engaged on numerous occasions, as so has his. And because those feelings were already there. So let me back this up, because this is a really good point to make. When we engage in the lustful activities, i.e. when we have sex, YouTube is going to be like, girl, this is not something everybody can advertise on. When we start having sexual relationships, love plus lust equals lost. Child, look, I was, you know, whatever. When we start having sex, before we honestly have any feelings, all of that gets mixed up and murky. Because if the sex is good, and we go back for more, and we go back for more, and we go back for more, we are creating a soul tie with this person. You know, this whole no have sex before marriage thing, I would just say at least don't have sex before you honestly have some feelings. Please don't. Because you end up creating a bond there that then very quickly can get mistaken for love. Very quickly can get mistaken for love. And unfortunately, what happens is the bond that we create, because that bond, that union is really to be shared between two people that have feelings for one another. Between two people that have feelings for one another, that wish to consummate those feelings. And the way we consummate those feelings in the physical realm is by having sex. To become one. That's just the reality of it. What happens when we lust after someone and we engage in sexual intercourse too soon or sexual activity too soon, but especially intercourse. I'm not an actual intercourse. I'm, okay, granted, there's all this kind of blah, 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 blah. But it has to be, I feel like it needs to be actual intercourse, whatever type of intercourse, hetero or others that you're having. When you engage in that unification of two people, what then happens is this intermingling of spirit, aura, not that you really like intermingle your auras together like physically, but there can be a codependence that happens as a result of lust. You can intertwine yourself with someone because you've now crossed over into an area that should be reserved for those that are in love. So we typically think of just lust solely as, I want your body. Ooh, he's fine. Ooh, she's fine. I want to do unspeakable things to this person. That's what we think about lust. We think of lust actually as rather, it's kind of mischievous. It's a little, we don't talk about these things, right? These are the things we don't talk about. And that can be lust, yes. But I will also say that lust really, and not true love, but you really are lusting after a person if, let's say you've known this person for 2 days and we already in bed. You don't know nothing about them. You don't know nothing about them. I don't know when we came up with the 3-date rule. But my single ladies and single men, it ain't no 3-date rule. That should be a mandatory. I don't understand how you can engage in that. I mean, not that I didn't, but now I know better, so I do better. I don't engage in that kind of, if that's not what if I'm only looking at you as not a possible potential, you're going to be with me for a long time. And I'm just going to be real honest with you. Because, we're free here. We talk. We're grown. So I'm not going to engage in that activity with you unless I feel like you have a potential. Right, Heather? I do think that is. I think some man decided that was the rule. And I think some women decided that I better give it up after the 3rd date. Otherwise, he's going to walk away. We'll talk about desperation and lust in a minute. But if that's all that you want out of the situation, if you just want a situationship of friends with benefits, and honestly, that's all that you want from it, hey, you like it, I love it. Just be safe when you're doing it. But understand that's lust. And also understand that even friends with benefits don't always stay with friends with benefits. Somebody's going to catch a feeling. You just got to be honest about it. I think that I've only had one person, maybe 2, in my 50 years on this planet that I could honestly say that if I'm not in a relationship and they're not in a relationship, I could dial them up and be like, yo, what you doing? And we honestly have no other feelings between each other. We just know we're both safe. Now I know I'm really putting things out here tonight, but I really feel like this is a conversation that needs to be had. This is a grown folk conversation we need to have, because we have to understand, as those of us that are going through our awakening process, we had better be able to discern love and lust, and we had better be able to understand what's going to happen if we don't discern the two and mistake one for the other. Because then that triggers a whole lot of things within us that then could get in the way of us achieving our life purpose. Mistaking lust for love and you putting your energy out there, your love energy out there, when it's really only lust, is going to cause a problem. because you're exuding and you're sending out love energy. You're sending out love energy when that other person is really only giving back lust energy. The vibrational levels are not aligned. So because they're not aligned and they're constantly missing one another, you, as the person that's in love, are always going to be trying to pull this person up to where you are, because you're trying to attract this person here, and this person only wants below the equator. Hey, Crystal Lynn, I didn't see you, baby. I'm sorry. They only want what's below the equator. And that could be a man or a woman. Because remember how I started this conversation out. I was the 17-year-old, do not fall in love with me. I was a 17-year-old, don't fall in love with me. So what happens when we are in love because we done had it, we done caught feelings in something that never was, that the other party didn't have the same amount of feelings in. We done messed around and started like sending out 432 or 28 or whatever, 528. We done sent out the frequency is like, you know, like we done, maybe not even white dress, but certainly you're going to share my bed every night. I'm going to cook you dinner. We're going to go do a couple things out in public. Let me tell y'all something. If the person you laying down with is not taking you out in public, if y'all can never be seen out in public, it's lust. Just saying. You mess around and catch feelings. But that other person never really had any intention of coming up to that frequency of love. It was never about that. So when we, especially as those of us who are ascending and who are awakening and who have a calling that we have already identified, and I don't care if that calling is to be on YouTube teaching, or if that calling is to open up a bakery or a daycare, whatever our calling, or to be some sort of entrepreneur or inventor or whatever that calling is, whatever our higher purpose is, okay, if we start engaging ourselves in lower vibrational, lower nature relationships, we will sabotage the call, because we will be expending too much energy trying to raise a lustful relationship to the height of a love partnership. A lustful situationship to the height of a love partnership. How do we know if it's love or it's lust? Okay, so I already said the one thing. If they don't take you out in public, lust. If every time y'all get together, it's either late at night or early in the morning, lust. If they only, I'm going to start running them down. Y'all can add any as you wish. If they only, let's say here. Oh, if the text messages every now and again, like, you know, they might have a little something to say. But, you know, it always goes back to what y'all did and how good it was. Without any other, like, basically, let me put it like this. If they don't even know your favorite color and your favorite food and you've been screwing around for a few weeks or months, it's lust. I'm just going to tell you the truth. It's lust. If they show no desire to know anything about your personal life and really don't want to share none of theirs, it's lust. And if you can recognize that's all it is, boo, and that's all you want, you like it, I love it, it's your short story, I'm going to let you tell it. Feel free to be you. I'm not downing that relationship. What I'm saying to you is, though, when you're in a lust relationship, do not kid yourself that it is going to come up to love without a whole lot of work. And I'm going to tell you something. Don't kid yourself into thinking they all of a sudden really do honestly. They will tell you they love you, baby. And this goes for men or women. I have known plenty of women that have told plenty of men, oh, yeah, I tell him I love him just so he can pay for this and pay for that. I needs this bill paid or that paid, whatnot. And they know this is the kind of man that wants to hear that this woman loves them. Oh, it's not just men. So let's not kid ourselves, ladies, and think that we're, all angels, because we're not. When a person can only wants one thing from you, or they feel like they can use you. Oh, here's another thing. If anytime they get into a situation where they might need some money or they need a bill paid, or they just need something, lust. But you can't find them any other daggone time, lust. Y'all can ask your questions here too. If y'all got situationships y'all want to ask me about, type them in. I'll tell you love or lust. Quick. Okay? We can't afford, though. We hurt ourselves every time. See, when we're unhealed and we don't recognize where we're unhealed and where we need to change that up a little bit, where we need to come up with the healing, where we need to feel like we are more than enough, where we are deserving of a love relationship, where we are deserving to be honored and cherished in a love relationship, when we remain in our unhealed, hurt state of being, sweetie, all you're going to attract is pain because you're still in pain. You cannot attract true love. We're going to talk about the attraction of love tomorrow morning. You cannot attract true love if you've not done a whole lot of work in here. It doesn't work like that. I don't care how many cards I pull, somebody else pulls. I don't care. You can sit there on Tyler's tarot all day, every day, twice on Sunday. And he could tell you love's coming into you for you, whatever your sign is. But you might not be ready to accept it because you yourself are not healed enough to truly attract a lasting love relationship. We have to take some ownership. Okay? We have to take some ownership. We have a question from the audience. Heather says, do you believe in love at first sight, as they call it in French? Yes. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I fell in love with my ex-husband the first time I saw him. The first time I laid eyes on him. I wasn't in love with him when I saw his picture. But when I got into his presence, I fell in love with him immediately. And I knew I wanted to marry him. So yes, I do. I didn't lust after him right away. Ooh, here we go. Did I want him physically? Yes, but not in the same primal animalistic way that I, occasionally want others. Okay, so what is love? Love is patient, love is kind, right? So what is love? You know that warm feeling that you get up here above the equator? Coup de food? Give me some food. I'm hungry, as a matter of fact. And I had dinner. I had a very good dinner. Well, actually, I didn't. I had brunch. Love. You know you're in love with someone and someone's in love with you when there is a give and take. When they care about your day more than they care about their own. And when you care about their day more than even your own. Like you see each other and the first thing you want to do is know how each other's day went. That's love, right? When you can't imagine hurting that other person and that other person can't imagine hurting you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. When you're their priority, but not in a weird way, right? You're their priority, but not in a strange way. As a partner, you want to see each other succeed. You want to see each other make it. You want to see each other do well. You build each other up. It's beautiful. What if two people meet at a barbecue and they don't even know each other's last names, but they tell each other they love each other? Is that love or lust? Heather, what? Okay, let me think about the barbecues I done met people at. This girl here, I got to take off this sweater. Now you getting me hot. Not in that way either. Okay, they tell each other they love each other. Is that love or lust? I guess I have to understand a little bit more about that situation. I have to understand a little bit more about that particular situation. Let me straighten this here thing out. I don't think I would ever tell somebody that I love them once I met them at a barbecue. I mean, you can fall into this puppy love, right? And then the love grows deeper. I think it depends. If you met the person or somebody met somebody at a barbecue and they said, oh, I love you. And really, all they really wanted to do was just jump each other's bones. Like, they couldn't wait. Fast forward 12 hours later or 6 hours later, in the movie. And they then, hopped in bed. I'm going to say that's lust. I think it depends on what happens after that day. What happens after that day? Love at first sight is interesting. It's an interesting concept because, yes, did I love my ex-husband when I first laid eyes on him? Yes, but I felt a spiritual connection there that was really only me. I really now in hindsight recognize that he reminded me so much of my father that it was like I had this feeling of at home. Now I have felt that way with other people, but not to the degree that I would say that I fell in love with them at first sight. Oh, sure. Then that's totally cool. What kind of I want to know what kind of barbecues. I want to know what kind of barbecues she hanging out at too. Child. You going to barbecues this summer? Okay, baby. So love and lust. Love and lust. What is the difference? Listen, I don't think we can identify what true love is until we truly love ourselves. Right? Even the Bible says, love yourself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if you don't really love yourself and you don't truly honor and cherish yourself, how can you honor and cherish somebody else? You can't. Love or lust. I'm telling y'all, if somebody, all they can do is see you after dark, or all they ever want to do is go to a dark movie theater, or we can't, you know, they don't never take you out on a real date. You know, if I can't be in public with you, maybe this should have been titled, How to Tell If They Got Somebody at Home, because, you know, part of me is like also thinking, if I can't reach you after 9 o'clock, then I know you got somebody at home. If I can't talk to you on the phone after 9 o'clock, you got somebody at that house. Anyway, that's a whole nother situation. But my point is, so love and lust, what is the difference? The difference is when you know, and I could be in love with you and you're not with me. Love does not have to be reciprocated to be there from one person's point of view, from one person's perspective. In the case of my ex-husband, do I feel like he loved me? Yes. In the only way that he could. It wasn't true love because he's a narcissist. He loved me to whatever extent he could get love energy from me, light from me. Did I love him completely? Yeah, I married the man. I met my vows when I said it. You know, I didn't have my side piece on hold. Oh, gosh, I don't even want to talk about that. But anyway, I loved him. He did not have the capacity to truly love me. I understand that. So you can feel love for somebody else, but remember what I said earlier. When you are vibrating at this higher love from your heart chakra, right? You're vibrating up here, and they ain't going any higher than their sacral, and you're trying to bring them up. You're gonna hurt yourself because they have no intention of coming up there. So for them, it's lust. For you, it's love, and it's got to be love for both y'all in order for it to work. It is very, very, very rare that lust, okay, from the other party turns into love. I have seen that very rarely. Spill the tea on the side piece. Okay, so listen. This is the sordid, sad tale of Lisa's marriage. So come to find out now, you know, a long time later. Actually, I found out very shortly. So I got married September 1st of 20. When did I get divorced, y'all? I've been divorced a year. September 1st, 2016. I got married. In Galena, Illinois. We came back here to where I live in Wisconsin because we were going to spend a mini honeymoon 2016 because I got divorced November 4th of 2017. And then, yes, that's right. So anyways, September 1st, 2016, I get married. And we came back here because we were going to spend an extended weekend at the farm, the family farm, which I used to call the Fortress of Solitude in the winter, because it reminded me of that scene in Superman, the Fortress of Solitude. It was just, you know, in the wintertime, it was beautiful. So anyway, get married. I come home, unpack us. uh, go up north, northern Wisconsin. We spend our little mini honeymoon weekend together. We come back. That was a Thursday. We came back that Sunday, that Monday. That was the Labor Day weekend. So we came back Monday. The following Saturday, I got up to make breakfast for my husband, my new husband. Been married a week. I get up. His phone starts going off. And I knew that we were waiting for his son to reach out to us or whatever. You know, Jason had been trying to reach out to us. I was looking for something anyway. So I looked at his phone. This is my husband. I should be able to look at your cell phone, right? I look at his phone, and it was, what is this one's name? Trisha. And Trisha said, sorry I didn't get to see you last weekend. That she came up there too soon for us to get together. Now, the prior weekend, y'all, was my honeymoon weekend. But hopefully you can make it up here this weekend if she lets you go. I hope married life is okay. Can't wait to see you. I've been married a damn week. So he had to tell his side piece, here I get married, and you got already tell your side piece that she can't come around because your new wife is on her way up there. You want to talk about a heartbroken newlywed bride? I cried my eyes out because here I was just a week prior before God and man, my best friend and her husband got married. And he already had his side pieces already there. He had never even let them go. I loved him. And again, I do think in some narcissistic way, as much as he could possibly love me, he did. But he did not have the capacity to truly, truly love me. He lusted after all these other women. I mean, I have still heard where the word has gotten back to me that he misses me. I'm sure he misses my health insurance. But that he misses me. Word's gotten back. I just said, you know what's interesting is we had been together a year at that point. We started dating in 2015, September of 2015. We were married September 15th of 2015. We started dating. September 1st of 2016, we got married. We moved in together October, November-ish of 2015. Really quick. Everything was real quick. Inside that year, unbeknownst to me, I had already fallen into becoming the narcissistic supply and didn't even realize it. So my first reaction, like now if that were to happen, my first reaction would, it might be throw an iron at his head. I'd like to think that I've evolved enough that perhaps, I would just be like, go on and pack your bag and be up. We'll go on and get this annulled or something, But my first reaction wasn't anger. My first reaction was, what did I do? And how can I make my husband happy with me? And then I'm just crying at the kitchen table. Like, how could you how could you do this? Like, you can't love me. Like, you know, I was a broken little girl trying to make daddy happy. And then his response was, it's nothing. It's just sexting. It's nothing. She said she misses you. She can't wait to be in bed with you again. Are you sleeping in the same bed with her that you're sleeping with me? Now, so did I love that man? Yes. To the best of my own ability. I didn't love myself enough to love him. He was filling a void for me. I'm just gonna be. Let's be real honest here. Let's just call it all out. Call a spade, y'all. Let's call a spade a spade. I'm gonna I'm opening up the door. I'm opening up the vault. I loved him also to the best of my ability. I didn't know how to love him because I didn't love myself. Because had I loved myself, we wouldn't have even gotten married. Because I guarantee you I wouldn't have fallen in love with him. So was it true love or was it just some advanced form of lust? I think it was somewhere in between. So I suppose there's a love, there's a lust, and there's just weird love in between. That weird spot in the middle where you don't really love yourself fully. Yet you have strong feelings for this person. Oh, thank you. Kiana Black, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it, honey. Thank you. Let's be real with each other, y'all. We got to be open and honest. I can't sit here and be on YouTube and talking about this and any other, and I'm not going to be honest with you. That's the real deal. I didn't even love my darn self enough. I accepted his love and his lust and his brokenness and his crap and his side pieces and all of this, that, and the other. I accepted all that. You know, I mean, I've told y'all the story, so I'm going to tell it again because we have new folks here. So I'm going to tell you the story again. You know, you might remember the sordid tale of just that Memorial Day weekend prior to getting married. So May 30th, 31st-ish, somewhere around there, when I get married, 2016? 2016. We're all up at the fortress. We're all up at the farm. When I say we all, me, my ex, his only child, his son, his wife, and the grandkids, his grandkids, we all up at the farm. Because it was the daughter-in-law's birthday weekend. We all up there. They're out doing stuff in the pole barn. And I had been out playing with the grandkids. So I went in to take a nap. You know, I'm relaxing. It's a long weekend. He used to work on cars. And he would sell them on Craigslist. So I knew that he was expecting someone to come see a vehicle that was up there, up north, northern Wisconsin. Here it is. I was taking a nap. I was awakened again by his phone. This man and his phone, let me tell you something. So we were engaged. So I should certainly be able to look at my fiance's phone. Child, look. I open that phone up. Email from somebody on Craigslist. And, you know, it was a response to a personal ad regarding lonely and something or whatever. You know, and here he's been having these discussions, and then I'm all in his, you know, okay. All in the phone. All these different women he's talking to, and you're engaged to me. So I called him from outside. Said, come on in here. We have to talk, partner. We have to talk. Can I speak to you? Now that day, I cussed him stem to stern. I made sure the grandbabies was way out by the lake, by the pond. So they couldn't hear me cuss their grandpa out because, you know, I'm always a lady. And I will not cause a scene. But I cussed him stem to stern that day. Top to bottom. And then I packed my stuff. And I put it in my vehicle. And put my dog in there too. Because I had a dog. At that time, Zoe was alive. I had a dog. And I said, we gone. We out of here. We out of here. So I left. And I wasn't going to come back. And then he texted me and texted me and texted me. And called me. And then I thought, well, you know, the grandbabies, where did Miss Lisa go? Why did she leave? You know, again, I don't cause a scene. You know what I'm saying? So I went back. And he broke down then and said his last relationship had broke up because he has an addiction to sexting and this and that. He's never met these people in real life. It's not real. It's not this. It's not that. Now, this is in May. This is before September. I had the opportunity to get the heck out of it. I didn't. This person you see before you was a broken woman at that point. Still looking for her father's love. Still looking for her father's approval. Wanted her daddy back. My daddy will be dead and gone 10 years this year. This is the tattoo I have for him. To commemorate him. That's father in Hebrew inside the Christian fish. His date of birth and date of passing. Well, you could look at it that way, Heather, but I'm sorry. You shouldn't have nothing to hide. You sleeping with me. Now I'm gonna tell you what God loves. Especially in you engaged? Baby. No. We're not playing that game. That's what we're not gonna do. Because, you know what, my life is an open book. I'm not finna sit here. If I'm with you, I'm with you. I'm not finna have, you know, you could go on my phone. My phone right now is unlocked and it stay unlocked. I don't have nothing to hide. Now, I do subscribe to the belief that be careful what you look for because you just might find it. But I wasn't looking for anything. All I was doing was I knew that my man was selling a vehicle that he had worked on. And that he was expecting an email from this person to make arrangements to come see the vehicle. I wasn't looking for anything. It was just there in front of my face. And see, I come from the school of thought, well, you know, my phone is always open. You could look through my phone at any given time. I don't have nothing to hide. That's how I operate. You know. So, I wasn't looking. Neither time was I looking for anything, yet Spirit made sure I saw it. And yet and still I pressed forward because I did not love myself enough to believe that I deserved better than this treatment. Somehow I put it all back on myself, and then I made excuses for him. I was. God was trying to show me something with my little hard-head self. And still, I wanted to be married so bad. So here's that in-between love and lust. You know what I could say? I lusted after being married. I lusted after the idea, because lust is that deep desire that's primal and uncontrollable and full of fire. And there's nothing wrong with Fire and Desire. Tina Marie and Rick James. Even though she was way too young to be singing that song with him. Anyway, that's another R. Kelly moment. But there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? But I lusted after the concept of being married. I wanted to be a wife so bad that I blew past every red light that flew in front of my face. Every last one. And beloveds, it wasn't until I caught that man upstairs in this very living room in the act. Otherwise, I'd still be married to him right now. I'd make every excuse in the book because I was in love with the idea. I lusted after the idea of being somebody's wife. So are you lusting after the concept of being in a relationship? Are you in love with the concept of being booed up, bayed up? Or are you truly in love with the other person? Or are you so desperate to be in a relationship that you will take anything? You will accept anything. You will accept any level of mistreatment. You will accept the fact that they are not available to you emotionally or physically on a regular basis. You'll be running around here being Whitney Houston, saving all my love for you. A few stolen moments is all that we shared. You got your family and they need you there. Come on now. Y'all, I'm putting out that side chick soundtrack. It's coming. I'm going to make me a Spotify list and I'm going to post it in here. It's going to be the side chick soundtrack. You might be a side chick if. Come on now. Are we so in love with the ideal of being in a relationship? Are we lusting after that so badly that we don't even love ourselves enough to enter into a real, honest, good, healthy relationship? Because we don't have a healthy relationship with ourselves. Now this took a whole nother turn than what I ever expected. But it's helping me. Because that's the honest to goodness truth. I can sit here and tell you right now, I lusted after the concept of being a wife. I lusted and was in love with the concept of being married. So did I love that man? Yes, but I loved the idea of being Mrs. Kilmer more than I did being Miss Lisa that loved herself. Now, I love the idea of being Miss Lisa that loves herself far and away more than being Mrs. Anybody. I'll be married to my damn self before I get married again to somebody like that. Now that's the true statement. And let me tell you something. If you go on to enter into relationships, y'all sit here and you listen to me, and hopefully people will watch this on the replay and all that kind of good stuff. And you sit here and you hear me and you hear me and you hear me and you hear me. And then you get into a screwed up relationship. A screwed up ass relationship. Don't, as Tyler says, don't come to me about it. I'm telling you the perils. I'm giving you truth, life, and wisdom. Don't blow past those red lights, those warning lights. Do not blow past them. They're there for a reason. Don't blow past them because you are so in love with the idea of being in love. You are so in love with the idea of that this man or this woman will want to even spend a few moments with you. that you will simply accept the fact that they will just lay down with you and get up. And I don't care if they get up with you the next morning. If they ain't there all the damn time, then they ain't got no business being there none of the time. Not if you calling yourself in love. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a concept, what I'm saying. I'm not saying physically. I'm not saying move a man in. What I'm saying is, if his heart, mind, and soul is not in this as a partnership, he doesn't deserve your body. Or she. Don't be in love with being in love. Don't lust after, don't desire being in love so much so that you give all of you up to somebody that doesn't deserve any of you. Somebody needs to hear this today. Maybe it's just me. I don't know, child. But do the test. I mean, this, a lot of this is not, I'm not pulling a card. This is common daggone sense. This is common sense. If you the booty call, let me tell you, booty calls don't happen just at 2 o'clock in the morning. Booty calls happen at 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m., 10 p.m. Sometimes booty calls happen at 5 p.m. before they get off work, so they can make their little arrangements. But if that's all you want to be, you like it, I love it. I'm okay with that. I have had situationships where that's all that it was, and we both knew that's all that it was. But don't confuse that with love. Just because they love to have sex with you, I almost dropped an F-bomb. Just because they love to have sex with you does not mean they love you. And please don't call it making love, because it's sure ain't. It's good sex. Okay, y'all. I done talked enough. I done talked your ears off tonight. I done talked enough, y'all. Thank you for listening to me ramble on tonight. I hope this helps somebody. I hope this helps somebody. I hope you all please feel free to share this video with whomever you think that it would help, in any of the other videos. I'll be on in the morning at a normal time to continue on the love series. I did make it a playlist. It's called the Love Series on the channel here. And you'll be able to find the 4 episodes we've had up until now. We'll do episode 5 tomorrow, which will be the first part of Attracting Love. Also, there'll be more readings up. Yes, please register for the spiritual conference. We're having a conference here March 8th through the 10th. Reiki 1 attunement, self-healing, tools, energy healing, triage for others, how to set up a business. Really, we're talking about propelling yourself into your purpose. So if you believe and you know that you are here for more than just to get up, go to work, come home, pay a bill, watch TV, and start it all over again, or watch me on YouTube, then this is the place for you, March 8th through the 10th. It's very reasonable. Registration is open now, and it is picking up here. So register now for that, please. If you have any questions, you can always email me at heartofinspiration18@gmail.com. All right, guys, and check out my website for anything else. I think that's enough of the commercials for the night. Hey, I thank you guys for hanging with me and letting me kind of like just unload all this. I love to be transparent because I believe my testimony can help somebody else, and hopefully I can keep somebody else from making a poor decision. Please consider liking, subscribing. Thank you, Kiana, for stopping by. I really appreciate you. I love your energy. Please come back again. Please come back again, okay? But we'll see y'all tomorrow morning. I'm going to try to get up on time. Pray for me, saints. Pray for me. I should be on no later than 8 a.m. Central Time. Alrighty. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys so much. Namaste. Bye-bye.